He has also delivered invited expert talk at Indian Road Congress annual gathering held at Lucknow in 2022. He is executive committee member for Indian Geotechnical Society's Pune chapter. Now, I request to Dr. Sudarshan Bobade sir to start the session. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for a nice introduction, ma'am.
Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Someone please confirm whether my screen is clearly shared with you all.
Yes, sir. It is
Yes, sir.
clearly visible and your voice is also clear.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to one and all present over here. First of all, I would like to thank Department of Mechanical Engineering for organizing this national level 5 days FDP on IPR. My dear friends, today's topic for my presentation is design patent. So without wasting time, I would like to start with the today's presentation. As since last 3 days, Dr. Bhavane sir very effectively presented all the details, minute detail we can say related to the intellect property IPR. And so these are nothing but some typical ways with which we can have the ownership for our IPs. My dear friends, patents, designs, trademarks, geographic indications, copyrights, semiconductor integrated circuit layout design, and the protection of plant varieties and farmers' right. These are nothing but the many facets for the intellect property. We all have learned since last 3 days why we need to have the registration for our IPR, because when we are start earning, there is a limitation for the that particular earning. But when we are investing through IP, there will be an abundance of wealth we can generate. So my dear friend, this is very important to look towards this particular area very seriously. Being a professor, it is not only our duty to teach the student, but also it is our moral responsibility to help the society, to help the institute department, and at the same time to help and what we can say the give the remarkable progress for our family and our what we can say the family and the future generation. And for that particular reason we have to start investing into the IPs. Now while talking about the design, it is a little bit different than the yes patents, the conventional patent we can say. And so we need to focus on this particular area. The very important thing related to the design patent is that well within 2 months we can able to get the grant for the design patents. When we are talking about the speedy examination, when we are talking about the receiving the grant for the any applied what we can say the IP, in this particular process, this is the one of the channel where we can get the grant for our IP in very less time. And for that particular reason, being a teacher, being a professor from different fraternity, we have to think twice while going for the design patent. It is also possible that while going for the design patents, we can also claim for the utility or the process patent that we have learned since last 3 days. So starting with the basics of the design patent, my dear friends, when we are talking about the design patent, whenever we are going for the shopping, what we generally do, or whenever we are accompanying our as family members, especially ladies, what they generally do, they are always trying to look towards the eye-catchy things or the objects or the ornaments or the jewelry or sari, whatever it may be. So whenever we are going for the design patent, the novelty or what we can say the new thing should be available in terms of the feature. So we all are aware that what is features. Features are nothing but noticeable part of any object. My dear friends, when we are talking about the design patent, there must be an object, and related to that object there should be an unique feature available with that particular object. We are not claiming related to the mechanical process, how it is supposed to be prepared, manufactured, how it is supposed to be casted over that. We are only worried about the features that will just catch the eyes. And so for this particular reason, nowadays in the design patent category, as per the Design Act 2000 and the Design Rules 2001, which are amended in 2001, there is a different definition for different parameters. And that's why it is get discriminated from the routine conventional process patent. My dear friends, when we are going for the exclusive right to apply the design to the article in class which is designed or in which the design is supposed to be get registered, so for that nowadays, as per the current availability for the designs, there are 31 different classes. So I would like to share that particular classes first with you all, and then we will start discussing in detail. So I hope this shared screen is very much available with everyone. Now, is the screen is shared properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, as I have already told you, there are different 31 categories for the IDC, industrial design. So in this particular category, the very first category is food stuff. So what we supposed to understand out of this particular content. So whenever we are having the Lays, whenever we are having the Balaji chips, whenever we are having the Parle-G biscuit or any sort of the edible items in terms of the food stuff, we are always get into love with the yes packaging, and so the packaging and its design will be considered under this particular category number 1. When we are talking about the category 2, it is related to the articles of clothing and yes herbaceries. Third one, the travel goods, then cases, parasols, personal belongings not elsewhere specified. So likewise, there are total 31 categories available nowadays. So basically, when we are going to apply for the design patent, these particular categories we must be aware about. And for this particular reason, whenever we are going for the application for the design patent, we must be aware about the IDC class, the primary class, as well as while we are going for the online application submission, I will let you know how to select the subcategory, the subclass from that yes primary class. And that is what the very important parameter with which we have to go ahead, because many a times there might be the rejection for your design patent based upon inappropriate selection of the IDC class. So my dear friend, these 31 classes must be well aware by everyone, and we are able to discriminate its classification among that 31 classes. And that is the very basic phenomena we must be understand. Next one, it is again having some constraint. As in last session, Professor Dr. Bhavne sir were talking about the trademark, property marks, and artistic work. So, as per the Section 2 of the Copyright Act 1957, this will be discussed in tomorrow's session as well. So, in this particular section, many a times when we are visiting to any hill station or any recreation center, generally we are having the habit to capture some moments, and during that particular photography we came to know that some yes what we can say, the different shade of our the hidden artists among us, and that particular yes what we can say, the captured moment we are not able to claim for the designs. Secondly, any trademark or property mark without having the proper disclaimer, if you are able to just ask for the design, then it is also not considered under the design patent. So these are some typical basics we have to follow while going for the design patent. Now, before knowing what we can design, we must be able to understand what are the bars, what are the prohibitions of registration of the certain design. So whenever it is not new or original, my dear friend, many a time this happens that yes, whenever we are visiting the any shop for purchasing the clothes, generally we are always in yes a dilemma of selection of that particular yes clothing, and we are asking that vendor whether this is the single copy, and that vendor is also for the selling purpose, he is always focusing and emphasizing on yes this is the only single piece available. But unfortunately, when we are traveling, we came across the similar design. So many a times, wherever we are going for the yes, the new or the original design, this might be happen that somewhere else it is already produced, published, and so we have to take care by having the prior art in this particular design patent procedure also. So what is the different prior art system available that we will see in coming slides. Secondly, when we are talking about the yes the design patent, first of all we must be able to understand that it has not been disclosed to the public anywhere in India. Many a times, yes, we might be aware that whenever we are traveling through train or bus, public transportation system, generally we came across the many things for the sale. Generally, that things are available for below 10 rupees, below 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 99 rupees likewise. And that is nothing but the concern related to the disclosure. Many a times, without having the proper IP rights, that particular items or the articles, objects are available in society. And if they are available in the tangible form, that means we are not able to claim the design for that. Secondly, not significantly distinguishable. So if there is one t-shirt having the red bands in on it, if you are about to change that particular color of the band, that is not called as a design. So similarly, when there is a no distinguishable features available, we are not able to claim for the design patent. When we are talking about the some contents related to scandals or obscene, we are not supposed to get any IP right reserved for that particular claim. So these are nothing but the section 4 for the design, which is much important, because many a time, because of just what we can say not giving the proper attention towards this particular 4 parameter, there might be the objection from the design office. And if we are unable to overrule that particular objection, then our as application will be get refused. Now, what are the basic requirement for the registration? My dear friends, when we are talking about the design patent, the very first thing in the IP is nothing but it should be new, it should be original. Apart from that, I already told you that it should be distinguishable from the known designs. Third one, it can be applied to an article. If we are preparing some design, but it is not what we can say usable on any format of the article, if you are unable to implement it on any object or article, then it is none of anyone's business. I have already told you there are classes, and before that I have told you the class name is IDC, industrial class. So what we are expecting, whatever the design we are what we can say creating, that creation should be applicable in society based upon some available tangible material. So if design is not able to apply to an article, it is not considered or it is not about to be get granted. This is the very important feature we have to look towards. Next one, not be disclosed to public in any form. So if it is available in society, as I am living in the Maharashtra, and if it is available in Rajasthan, then it is definitely not supposed to be get claimed. Because of that, so we have to go for the prior art. There are different forms, form number 6, form number 7, through which we can able to just cross verify its availability in the terrain in jurisdiction for which we are applying, especially for the India. Next, appeal to I. We all are aware that whenever we are going for the purchase, we are supposed to be get fall into love, when we are supposed to have something different, some different features are with that object, and because of that it's supposed to be the appealing to the eye. If it is not, then generally the examination is generally based upon the what we can say normal examination based related to the observations. And observation, if in observation it is not appealing to eye, that particular claim may be get refused. So always try to think that it should appeal to the eye. Next one, not comprise of the obscene matter. Generally, if we are adding something extra which is already what we can say granted for someone else name, so that particular object we are unable to add with our own concept. So that is what the meaning of this. Next one, not be contrary to public order or morality. Whenever we are going for design, that should not be disturb the social violence, and that is what the very important parameter. It should not be religious, it should not be gender bias. So because of that, this particular precaution we have to keep in mind while going for the design patent. Next one, what we mean generally by the new or original. So in this particular case of the design patent, novelty is judged solely by the eye with respect to the external appearance of the finished article. When we are talking about the external appearance, means what? We are only worried about the features available with that particular object. We are not worried about the construction or manufacturing process of that particular object. We are not worried about the color. If it is not disclosed in terms of the claim, then we are only worried about the external appearance. So as the judgment is solely based upon the external appearance, my dear friends, it's our duty to look towards the only appearance in case of the design. We should not be worried about the manufacturing process and the what we can say the procedure or methodology associated with that particular utilization of the object. We should not be worried about it. Next one, neither constructional details nor utility or article are relevant for the registration. That means there is no need to go for drafting or writing something which is related to that particular yes object. Say suppose I am talking about the ceiling fan, and for the ceiling fan on beds I have designed something in terms of the artistic view. If I am claiming for that particular design only, if that particular design I am interested in, then no one is in need of, no one is about to ask you about the constructional details, how we are about to assemble it, how it will rotate, what will be the speed, what are the features of the motor. We are not at all interested in. We are only interested in the design, how we are about to paste that particular design over that, what will be the synchronization of the design, what will be the pattern of that particular design. We are only interested in it. Secondly, novelty may reside in the application to this article. So as we have discussed, if design is not suitable for the article, then it is not supposed to be get granted. And the last one, absolute novelty that is not publicly known or used in India or elsewhere, so it is related to the jurisdiction. Next, filing requirements. Someone, I think, unmuted. Okay. Now see, while going for the filing, there are few stages with which we can go for the design patent. The very first one is related to the applicant. My dear friend, as in yesterday's session, Dr. Bhavane sir was talking about the natural person versus the entity, non-living being. So at that particular point of view, as an applicant, yes, it may be the individual, it may be the legal entity. So that is what we need to take into account for. Applicant is different than the innovator or inventor, and that particular discrimination we have to keep into mind. Second one, in terms of the application, one application in prescribed form for one design in one class. Try to understand the meaning behind this particular statement. If I'm going for the design of the teapot, say suppose I'm going for the design of teapot, then there will be a one primary class, there will be a yes, secondary class out of that primary class, and for that I am supposed to go for that particular design for the teapot with the different, what we can say, the views, the top view, front view, perspective view, side angle view. Likewise, I am supposed to go for the views for that only one single yes object in that particular form. So there should be different application for different yes objects. If I am about to change the color, if I am about to change the design, but object is about to remain same, then it is not at all allowed to go with the similar application form. For the single design, there should be one, what we can say, the separate application required to be filed in view of examination. Next one, the representation sheet. Before this particular decade, there was unavailability of the online submission of the representation sheet. So we supposed to prepare the 4 sets of the representation sheet with different views of the article for the clear understanding of the nature of the article. My dear friends, when we are talking about this representation sheet, nowadays with the online platform, there is no need to go for the 4 sets. It is only the requirement that we have to upload the representation sheet. Now, why they are asking for the 4 set? The one set will be available with the yes Kolkata wing of the design patent examination section. Second, it will be for the, what we can say, the record keeping purpose with the office, and the third one and fourth one will be shared with the examiner. So earlier this was the scenario. We all are aware that whatever we are creating with the use of the computational aided drawings, at that particular time the color combination may be soothing for the eyes, but when we are taking the printout of the same, there might be the different color combination. So to avoid such a sort of yes, what we can say, the confusions and complications, generally earlier the people were just trying to share, trying to submit the representation sheet in the hard copies only, because there is a difference in terms of the color shades. If you are yes just claiming related to our rights along with the design, along with the color combination, then at that time there should be yes, what we can say, the hard copy submission is mandatory, because with the yes, nowadays available the creation with the, yes, computers or the system, software system, we can have the different shades of the color, but in reality when we are about to produce it, it might be differ. So because of that, representation sheet is always preferred to be submit in the offline mode when you are asking or when you are claiming for the color combination. Next one, declaration, the statement of novelty and disclaimers. This is very important part, rather this is the heart of the application, and because of that we have to take care for which things we are claiming are claims for the, yes, design patent rights. So that is what the important parameter. As always, there is another way. If we are unable to draft this particular, yes, design patents at our own, we can go for the help, and that particular help will be available from the attorney. So if power of attorney is there, then they will take care of submission of your application. Now, filing of the design application, as we are from the western Maharashtra, so nearby IP center is Mumbai. So this is, there are actually the 4 IP centers in India: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Out of those, yes, everyone nearby stations will accept your what we can say the application, and then after acceptance of that application, it will be transferred to the Kolkata design wing. So every wing is having their own, what we can say, the speciality, and they are working for that particular different IP. So the Kolkata design wing will take care of receiving the application and examination of the same. When we are talking about this particular for the, yes, application, the application fee along with the form number 1 is only 1000 rupees for the natural person. When we are talking about the, yes, any entity, at that time the fee may get differ with. At the same time, when we are talking about the representation sheet, here there is a one very important requirement related to the design patent submission. That is nothing but the size of the paper on which we are preparing that particular design and we are pasting that particular drawing should be only of A4 size. My dear friends, when we are talking about this, this will create the nuisance when you are uploading the document. If you are not properly selected the paper size at the time of just that preparation of the design, at then there will be a concern related to the, yes, uploading of the document. So always try to set the page format with the A4 size. If you are going for the offline mode, then we have to take care that the paper should be durable in nature. Next, related to the power of attorney, if required, there should be a different forms we have to submit along with. And the priority document, yes, there are 2 types of application: ordinary versus convention. For convention, there is a different fee because we are asking them for the examination on the fast track. For the ordinary, it will take the generally maximum up to 60 days, that is 2 months time. Now, preparation of the representation sheet. My dear friend, this is very important. The paper size should be A4. When we are going for the offline, it should be durable one. Seat numbers to be mentioned in each seat. I will like to share with you one of the representation sheet in, yes, meanwhile of this particular presentation. But right now try to understand the seat number needs to be mentioned. The how many views, the maximum number of views you are about to submit with that application will give you the guarantee of the granting that particular design patent. So whatever the maximum possible view for that object you can able to share with them, that will just give the easiness for the examination. Second one, photographs, line diagrams, computer graphics of the article, that we have to just put as a main concern of that particular content of the representation sheet. Then name of the views. The name of the views should not create any sort of the complication or the confusion among the assessor. So if it is a front view, if it is a top view, side view, bottom view, right hand side angle view, left hand side angle view, perspective view, everything you have to mention very clearly. Next one, statement of the novelty. There is one typical format I will share with the coming slide. That typical format we have to follow while drafting the statement of novelty. At the end, there should be a disclaimer for which we are claiming the grant. If I'm requesting them the grant for the shape, size, then color, then everything should be mentioned very clearly. Based upon our disclaimer, they are supposed to assess the design. At the end, signature of the applicant or agent in the case of the power of attorney, that should be there. And yes, date should be mentioned very properly. So this is the specimen of the representation sheet. My dear friend, as this is nothing but the teapot, okay, this is the perspective view I have mentioned over here. Now try to understand first of all, this red color is not at all required. It should be on the, yes, only white background. And as this particular object should be clearly viewed for this particular thing, what we are doing, we are keeping this particular color combination. But in actual, there should be the representation sheet should be on the white piece of paper. So here will be the applicant name. This is total seats. Suppose I'm about to share with them the 7 different views. So total number of seats will be 7. Out of this is the seat number 1 out of 7. Now try to understand the disclosure and the claims we are mentioning. The novelty resides in the shape and the configuration of the teapot as illustrated. So we are only claiming about the shape and the configuration. We are not at all worried about the color combination. We are not at all worried about the mechanism. We are not at all worried about the, yes, production or related concern. Next one, no claim is made by the virtue of this registration in respect of any mechanical or other action of any mechanism, whatever, or in respect of any mode or principle of construction of the article. So we are not at all worried. We are not saying that this should be made up of the only plastic, this should be made up of the iron or stainless steel, whatever it may be. We are only worried about the design. We are only worried about the features in terms of the shape and configuration. So this claim, okay, this particular statement of the disclosure is very, very important. Then when we are, yes, next disclaimer is no claim is made by the virtue of this registration to any right to the exclusive use of the words, letters, numbers, or the trademarks appearance in the representation sheet. If by mistake, if there is a trademark, if there is any property remark is available, if I am intentionally put some word phrases over there, say suppose I have mentioned over here 1988. Suppose this 1988, this particular digits are over there, I have to claim for that digit. If along with this shape and configuration, if 1988 is printed over there, then this is nothing but my claim for my design patent. So if we are not able to mention related to that, then that 1988 may be concerned in terms of any sort of objection in future assessment process. So to avoid that, we have to just mention this particular thing very clearly, that for which we are not claiming. In earlier case, in terms of the process or utility patent, what we are doing, we are trying to cover as many rights as possible through the title called as claims. But here in this particular case, to get the grant for the design patent, we have to, yes, go for not claiming the number of parameter for which there might be. Hello. So whenever we are going for the design patent, always try to understand that we are maximum time we are not claiming the parameters in terms of their mechanism, in terms of their, yes, configuration related to the words, letter, number, or trademarks, or any other features in terms of the logo or any other thing. So that is what the important parameter. Next one, at this particular corner, we have to mention the date. Along with that, there should be the signature of the applicant or agent and name, yes, name of the signatory. So this is nothing but one of the sheet. So if there are 7, what we can say, the views we are about to share with the, yes, IP office of Kolkata, there should be the 7 continuous pages available with the, yes, representation sheet. Now, how to, yes, think about the views of an object. I request Bhavne sir or Chopde madam to kindly ask the participant to just mute themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So now, whenever we are talking about the views of an object, we all are engineers or we might be from a different domain. So my dear friend, it is always expected from the assessor point of view that I supposed to have as many possible as I can in terms of the views available for that particular design. So we all are aware that front view, side view, overhead view, these are the normal views, yes, available. But along with that, if I'm talking about the first angle, second angle, third angle, fourth angle, sort of the drawing practices, so we supposed to provide them as many as we can the possible views for the grant. So this is what the very important parameter. Next one, the stages from filing to registration. When we are about to file any application, at that time, very first thing will be at the, what we can say, the successful submission of the payment. We are about to get one number, and related to that, there will be the payment and the submission date for that application will be available. After masking of this particular application, it will be just move further for the examination. If there is a no examination, if there is a no objection during the examination, as it is only the eye judging, my dear friends. So if there is a no objection, we are about to get the acceptance. There will be a notification in the official gazette, which is yes published on every Friday by the patent office, and then there will be issue of the certificate. Say suppose during the examination, if any objection came, then they will let us know related to the objection. If we are not able to communicate with them back in time, say suppose they are allowing us the 6 months time. If well within these 6 months we are not able to just reply them back, then it is supposed to be get abandoned. If at the end of the 5th month I'm about to claim that I'm in need of more 3 months or more duration, then there will be a provision that from their end they can allow us for the next 3 months time for the further communication. On the hearing related to the objection, if they are satisfied, then again it is supposed to be get accepted. If they are not satisfied and we are also not interested to go further, then that particular objection is get refused with. If we are not satisfied with their refusal system, then we can appeal into the High Court, and in case of allowance of the appeal, we can get the acceptance, and on that particular basis the issue of the certificate will be there. Now try to understand why we are supposed to go for the design registration. Basically there is a difference in between the utility or the process patent and design patent. In design we are only claiming for the what we can say aesthetical beauty or the features, but in process and utility we are claiming for each and everything, the mechanism, methodology, materials, all sort of resources and the configuration. But in design we are only claiming for the yes features. So the registration of the design confirms upon the registered proprietor the exclusive right to apply to a design to the article. What does it mean? Say suppose the yes any manufacturer is interested in our design, then there will be a direct contact. There is a no need to worry about yes how it is supposed to be get proceed further with what will be the mechanism. We are only there to just share that particular design. We are only there to transfer the ownership against some what we can say the monetary benefits or the royalty or whatever it may be. And so there is a no concern related to the how it will work afterwards. But when we are talking about the process or utility, we have to go for the prototype model, we have to go for the yes desired outcomes. We supposed to just prove that this mechanism is beneficial. There should be a benefit cost ratio, economics and everything. But in design there is a no such a concern. Once we have having the granted design, we can able to share that particular design. We can transfer the ownership of that design to the manufacturers, as it is basically for the object or the articles. And so this is the great benefit of the design registration. Yes, these are the essential requirements that we have already discussed. Now exclusion from the scope of design. My dear friends, there is a different IPs. Till yesterday we were listening to the process or utility patent. Today we are discussing the design patent. On tomorrow there will be a copyright. So there are some typical discrimination among these IPs, and based upon that, these are the mentionings, these are the inclusions rather, those who are covered in copyright. So because of that, they are not considered under the design. Say suppose when we are talking about the book, calendar, certificates, sort of things in terms of the printing, these particulars are considered under the copyright. They are not considered under the design. When we are talking about the labels, token, cards, cartoon, sort of things are there. So these are nothing but the exclusions like flags, then mere change in the size of the article. Say suppose for the clothing, I have claimed for that particular design. Okay, if I'm mentioning that this particular design is only applicable for the XL size or medium size, this is not the case. Once it is applied means what? It might be available in any size. So sort of things are there. Say suppose when I'm designing the any bungalow or the villa for client, so that architect view or the point of view should not be considered as a design. So the only that particular building structures or architectural view, these are not considered under the design. So these are nothing but some exclusions that we need to understand before going for the design application. Now, who can apply for the registration of design? Yes, we all, the human being, everyone can apply for the design. Now try to understand, as an individual we can apply, as an entity or as an organization we can apply, and if we are not able to apply at our own, we can take a help of power of attorney. So these are nothing but the concerns. Now finding out whether any registration is already exists, that is what the very first concern in terms of the prior art. Similar to the our utility patents, here also there is a requirement for the prior art. My dear friends, for that there are two different forms. The very first form is form number 6. In this particular form number 6, if you are already aware about that particular object, okay, you came across about that particular granted design patent, and you all are having that registration number available with you, you can go for the search and you can able to just compare your design versus the available one. So if you are having the registration number available, then you can compare very easily. If you don't have the registration number, then what we can do is that we can go for the form number 7. If the representation of the article or the specimen of the article is filed, then if it is not granted, it is in between the examination, it is in between the objection, at that time also we can claim with the prior art. That form number 7 will help us to understand whether such a sort of thing is in progress or not. So likewise, the form number 6 and form number 7, these are nothing but the chargeable forms with which we can request the IP office at Kolkata that kindly share with us that granted or in process design patents for further verification. My dear friends, in terms of the application procedure, if you are going for the offline mode, this is the address at which we can submit our application directly at Kolkata office, or we can go to the nearby office. As in our case, the Mumbai is the nearby IP office. Now, application procedure, we have to fill the form number 1. If we are going for the offline mode, we have to just take the printout of the form number 1 and we have to fill it physically. But if we are going for the online mode, there are some fields that we have to fill after the successful submission of that particular data. There will be one form number 1 will be populated. We have to take a printout of the same and then we have to only sign it. Now, when we are going with the joint, what we can say, the applicant and the joint applicant, the second party is nothing but your organization. So it is much important that the form number 24 should be available with the form number 1. So whenever organization is accompanying you in terms of the filing the patent, so the form number 24 is required. Representation sheet, my dear friend, this is the heart of this particular application. As a form number 2 in process patent, representation sheet in the design patent is much important. As many as possible different views we have to share with them for the speedy examination and the positive results. Next, the statement of novelty and the disclaimers. These are nothing but the important phenomena so that examination will get accelerated very easily. Whatever we are claiming, if it is not claimed by any other, that means we are having the 100% chances for getting the grant for the design. So the statement of novelty and disclaimers, this is nothing but only drafting parameters required. My dear friend, giving a name to the object or design is also important. If it is not suitable, then there might be the objection related to it. Next one, power of attorney, if necessary, if required, we have to go with that particular form. And the priority documents, if we are just filing this particular application with the convention sort of category, then at that time the priority documents we need to apply with. Now for the India, not only the Indian citizen but also the citizens out of the India, they may also able to apply. And for that, these are some typical URLs. By having this particular results, you can able to understand how we can able to apply from different countries as well. So with the collaborative efforts, we can able to file the design patent through international platform also. Next, what are the registration? Yes, registration of the design. What are the parameters they are about to see? Now see, this is related to the yes flowchart we have already discussed. So it is according to the section 5 and 44 of the act. Yes, if there is a defects or objection, they will be get communicated. Well, within 6 months, we have to just respond them back. If we are not able to respond, and if you are yes requesting them the additional duration, there will be a more 3 months. Then there will be acceptance, refusal. We can able to go for the appeal in the high courts and amendment. So these are nothing but the some stages according to the flow chart that we have already discussed. Now, standard form of the statement of the novelty. This is nothing but the very important part. Try to understand how to mention the things. Whenever we are going for the IP, the very important parameter is nothing but the novelty. So in design, we have to just draft the novelty well within 1 or 2 sentences maximum. So if I'm talking about the book cell, say suppose the novelty resides in the shape and the configuration of the book cell as illustrated. So this is the only statement required by in terms of the claiming for the grant. So novelty reside only in the shapes and configuration. That means you are not claiming anything else apart from the shape and the configuration. You are not interested in the trademarks. You are not interested in the numbers, letters, or any other color combinations. So you are only interested in shape and configuration. Secondly, when we are talking about the novelty, try to understand there is another concern related to yes, novelty reside in the shape and configuration, particularly in the portion A and the B of the bookshelf as illustrated. So for that particular parameter, say suppose the casing of that particular bookshelf is common, it is commonly available everywhere, but the internal, what we can say, the partitions I have designed differently, I can claim for the same. So because of that, this is nothing but one of the important parameter in terms of claiming the novelty. Next, the novelty resides in the ornamental surface pattern of the football as illustrated. So ornamental surface pattern means what? Say suppose there is a hexagon, I'm going with the triangle, I'm going with the squares, I'm going with the yes circles. So likewise, the ornamental surface pattern of the football is nothing but the area where I think that novelty is there. If the examiners are satisfied with that, they will grant the certificate. Next one, novelty resides in the floor ornamentation of the teapot as illustrated. Now see, floor ornamentation means what? There are, say suppose the 3 floors along with some leaves are there. That particular combination of that particular floor ornamentation should be there. If there are different floor ornamentation, we have to give as much as possible the views from all the sides, so that we can claim that particular object very effectively. So this is nothing but the standard with which we have to just go for the statement of novelty. Whenever there is a trademarks, words, letters, or numerals are not the essence of the design, we have to mention them in terms of the disclaimer. So they shall be removed first of all. And whenever this is nothing but the yes heart of that particular design. Say suppose someone is interested to produce something according to the year of the birth. Say suppose 1988, 1990, 1992 sort of things we have to print on the t-shirt or the shirts. So generally, if I'm interested in that particular year, we have to just go for claiming that particular parameter separately along with the novelty. So that is what disclaiming is all about. So this will just assure you that your rights will be reserved along with that particular design, along with that particular digits, letters, words, whatever it means. When we are talking about the next parameter, try to understand that for which things we are not supposed to make the claims. So very first part is nothing but mechanical, or what we can say the methodology mechanism related to that article. So no claim is made by the virtue of this registration of the respect of any mechanical or other action of any mechanism, whether or in respect of any mode or principle of the construction of the article. What does it mean? This is nothing but the actual important claim to be mentioned in terms of the process or utility patent. So generally in utility patent, people are making one mistake that they are mentioning under the title of the claims advantages, but that is not the correct way. This is nothing but the area from where we able to understand that how to draft the claims for the utility patent. And That is the actual heart of the design patent, that we are not claiming this particular claims under the design patent application. So this is the basic difference in utility and the design patent. Whatever the claims are there in utility patent, only one claim in terms of the design will be accepted in design application patent. Remaining all should be mentioned, as we are not claiming that particular claim. So this is nothing but the way. Second one, no claim is made by the virtue of this registration to any right to the exclusive use of trademarks, words or letters and numerals appearing in the design of the article. So say suppose I have just having the granted certificate in which design is containing some trademark, some what we can say typical word phrases, letters related to one typical brand, say suppose Mahindra and Mahindra. Then what will happen? That design will never ever accepted by the Tata, Hyundai or any other automobile industry. And so to have the maximum worth or maximum potential worth available with that particular design, we supposed to avoid such a foolish mistake. Why we are interested in the anyone's yes, trademark or the remark along with our own design? So always it is good to just don't allow such a sort of things to be get included inside the design. Next one, no claim is made by the virtue of this registration to any right to the exclusive use of color or color combination appearing in the design of the article. My dear friends, whenever we are visiting to the yes, any store for purchasing the clothes, what we generally yes came across to the similar shirt with the similar fabric with the similar design but with different colors. So if you are interested in only in the design, just go for the design, shape and configuration. If you are also interested along with the design, the color and its combination, so you can able to cover the maximum of your rights, you have to go for the different application. It is not possible that in one single application along with the design for that particular shirt, you are just showing the different color combination. It is not at all acceptable. So for different colors, you have to go for the different application. So in very simple way, it has to be understood that for different color, there should be a different application. So it is better to not claim the color or color combination sort of things in this particular is application, so that you can go for the different application and that application will be also get granted. So this is what the concern related to the color combination. And the last one, no claim is made by the virtue of the registration to any right to the exclusive use of any extraneous matter, like anything, say suppose the tagline of some industry, tagline of something else, the most what we can say viewed reel and related, yes, what we can say the punchlines, that we need to avoid. So this is what we have to take care while going for the disclaimers. Now this is nothing but the yes representation sheets do's and don'ts. Nearby they are in 21 in numbers. My dear friends, these particular claims we have to understand very minutely when we are talking about the representation sheets. Okay, first of all, try to understand that there should be a A4 piece of paper. Okay, the header and footer should be very well maintained. The in header there should be at left hand side there should be name of applicant, at the right hand side there should be number of total seats and the seat number, at the end there should be name of applicant along with the signature and the date. In between this particular header and footer, whatever we are about to mention, that is what we have to take care of with these 21 steps. Now the very first step is nothing but yes, the design's rules require that 4 copies of the representation sheet shall be filed along with the application. My dear friends, for the online application, this is not the mandatory thing. Second one, when we are going for the representation sheet means what? Exact representation of the article for which registration is sought. Many times what happen? Representation may contain more than one page. That means for one single view, you are is in requirement of 2 or 3 pages, and that is not at all acceptable. So one view along with its claims, along with its disclaimers, along with its novelty related statement should be fixed in one single page. This is what the requirement of the design pattern. Second one, when we are talking about the representation, say suppose there are similar drawings, photographs, tracing, inclusion, computer graphics or the specimens of the design. In 4 copies, everything should be similar. That I have already told you. Say suppose I am taking the printout from different printers, though it is a black and white, but they are different in the shades. Similar the case will be the quality of the paper and quality of the printer. And so when we are submitting the representation sheet in the offline mode, try to understand that color combination on each and every sheet, representation sheet rather, should be similar. If it is not matching, they will be get confused and there will be an objection related to the submission. Next one, photographs should be pasted on the representation sheets with the help of adhesives. That means only with the use of gum, not by the other means like stapler, pin, sellotape, etc. So these are some do's and don'ts. Then representation sheets shall be prepared on white A4 size paper. Okay, if it is in offline mode, I have already told you that it should be a durable one. So the GSM, the millimeter thickness of that particular, yes, what we can say, the paper should be of good quality, but not on the cardboard and only on one side of the paper. So both sides printing is not allowed. Next one, the figure shall be placed in an upright position on the seat. So rotation of the figure, okay, is not allowed. That means the examiner will not rotate your seat to see your view of the object. So accordingly, you have to prepare the design. So figure should be placed in upright position only, and with as many as possible the views we can able to share with them. Secondly, the design is to be applied to set. The representation shall depicts the various arrangement in which the design is to be applied to articles in the set. What does it mean? Say suppose on the coffee mug, on the left hand side of mine, okay, I have printed some typical design, and exactly opposite to that particular design on the right hand side, the design is different. So what we need to do, we have to take the photographs of that coffee mug in such a fashion that in every photograph, or minimum 2 to 3 photograph, it will be clearly visible that on the left hand and right hand side there is a different color combination, there is a different design, and that is what the meaning of this particular representation. Next one, where an application is for a design as applied to a set, whether the given article constitute a set or not shall be determined by the controller. What does it mean? Say suppose the combination in terms of the design for the bed sheet is there. So bed sheet design and drawing, if it is having the different features available on it, say suppose we are going for the nature, we are going for the the seashore sort of things to be get printed on the bed sheet. At that time, generally what happen many a times that it is having some typical correlation with the edges, and because of that there should be the views available related to that particular printing in that particular fashion. So there should be some typical relevance, there should be typical, what we can say, overlap of the design, so that examiner will not get confused. Next one, in case the name or representation of living person appear on design, there should be a consent. Say suppose I am utilizing the name of late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. Okay, so sort of things are there, if it is living, if it is non-living. Now for the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, now we can utilize his photo, okay, his name, but if someone is alive, then there should be a proper consent. The legal representative from that particular firm, from that organization, should give you the consent. Next one, a statement of novelty and disclaimer, that we have already discussed. Then another one, it is related to the sufficient portion of the repetition of the parts. So there should be the coverage, there should be the repetition of that particular design in a such a way that repeating pattern in the length and width and shall not be less than 15 centimeter by 10 centimeter in size. So just like the photographs, the aerial photographs taken by the flights, there should be the horizontal and there should be the lengthwise and widthwise. Hello, there should be the length and widthwise overlaps to avoid any missing terrain. So similarly, in this representation sheet, when we are going for such a sort of big designs with which we are not able to cover the complete design on the only one single piece of paper, at that time there should be the coverages in terms of the overlaps. Next one, the name of the applicant shall be mentioned in the left hand corner, that we have discussed. Then total number of seats and seat number shall be mentioned in the right hand top corner of the representation sheet in Arabic numerals. So this is very important. In which font we have to mention the number, that is also they have mentioned. Next one, the representation sheet shall be signed and dated by the applicant or agent without fail. This is the need of the time, because whatever we are claiming, if you are asking for the ownership means what, there should be a proper signs from our end. Then next one, no descriptive matter or matter denoting the components by reference to letter numeral shall be included. This is just similar to the yes process pattern. In drawings, we are only mentioning the number in the utility or yes process pattern, but in design pattern there is a no need to go for the numbers or the referrals. So that is also supposed to be removed in terms of the design pattern. Next one, the no sectional views shall be incorporated. So the sections of any object is not yes allowed to be shared with them, because they are not at all interested in the sections. Next one, dimension or engineering symbol. If it is really necessary, if it is giving some sense to that particular drawing, then it is allowed. If it is not, then don't try to confuse them by providing the dimension or engineering symbol. You are not supposed to mention over there all dimensions are in millimeter. You are not supposed to mention over there the north direction is in this particular way. So these are not at all required when we are claiming for the design. But if it is the essence of the your design, then you need to mention that in a very proper way. When we are going for the trademarks, words, letters or numerals, say suppose any organization is interested to just register their design, and they are also interested that their trademark, their logo, their letters, their phrases should be over there, then they can go for that, but there should be a proper disclaimer for that. Next, no extraneous matter or background shall be appear in the representation sheet. As I have already shared with you, the teapot having the yes, what we can say, the reddish sort of background, but on the white piece of paper we have to go for the design. So there is a no requirement, rather they have just denied to have any color combination in the background. So try to avoid that. Next one, when color combination is the essence of a design as applied to an article, the same shall be clearly depicted in the representation sheet. So the color combination we are claiming for should have the similar tone, should have the similar texture for which we are claiming. Afterwards, we all are aware that whatever we are printing on the piece of paper, it's which is different than at an actual object painting, and that's why we are not able to claim then and thereafter. So they are very much yes requesting us in earlier case that yes, there should be the clear bifurcation among the color or the painting if you are claiming for the color combination. Next, so these are nothing but the what we can say the do's and don'ts in terms of the 21 stages. Now we will see first of all what are the different types of design and for which the patents can be get granted. My dear friends, by looking toward this particular slide, you came to know that the very first picture, it is related to the different shape and sizes of the water bottles, we can say. Then this is nothing but the paintings, ornamental paintings. This is nothing but the wallpapers. Okay, this is nothing but one of the design. Okay, if it is able to apply on the object as a sticker, then it is acceptable. If it is not, then it is not acceptable. This is the toy, okay, having the typical color combination, having the typical features available with it. This is the ring. So likewise, when we are about to examine this particular design and you have not seen this particular design earlier, yes, in terms of judgment by solely by the eye, then only there will be a chances of getting it granted. So in design, generally what we are expecting, the ornamental and aesthetic aspect on the article, and that is what we are yes interested in. Whenever we are doing something means what, it should be applicable, and so whenever it is applicable to any article, okay, with some typical industrial process or means, then only it is treated as the acceptable design. So this is the important parameter related to the design. Now see, this is everyone's interest rather. So whenever we are looking towards the free at that time, yes, with the different designs, we can claim for the saris, yes, or any other your clothing. So this is nothing but the way with which we can apply for the design. Now these are nothing but the next category of the design, the shapes of the bottle. Okay, now the company is there. Okay, we all are aware about this particular company, and they are having their particular design in terms of the yes, packaging system with different shapes. Okay, these are also different shapes. So this will be get yes registered with the design office, and this particular application will be get granted if the shape is not available anywhere else under the jurisdiction of the yes governing authority. Now this is nothing but some ideas. We will discuss now what are the objects, okay, that will be easily get this is in terms of the application for the design with some little bit changes in it. So very first is the armrest. Everyone is in need of the armrest in the vehicles nowadays. So in armrest we can have various component for the storage. Okay, this is one of the typical shape with which design has been granted. So likewise, this particular width will be get what we can say altered with. On this particular surface we can have the yes cushioning sort of effects, the hand holding sort of effects we can able to produce with. So likewise the design can be get granted. Now take this example of the very routine yes thing. Anyone can will you please let me know what does it mean by where we are able to see such a sort of yes article to be used while serving the people. So this is nothing but the tea holders, tea cup holders rather. Now, whenever we are having the yes tea, at that time that fellow will come with this particular yes yes attachable sugar cabinet for the tea glass holder. So this is the tea glass holder. Along with these are nothing but the four boxes where we can able to keep the green tea sachet, sugar sachets. Okay, then what we can say the stick for mixing it properly. So likewise we are supposed to have the different cabinet to store the different things, and that we can able to have separately attached with this particular teacup holder. Secondly, this is nothing but yes the audio device. Now audio device is having this particular shape with some typical combination of the color. We can able to change this. Next one, this is nothing but the comb for the yes beard hair. Now this is one of the automobile. We can go for the changes in the design for. This is nothing but the solar planner atom. What we can say the without having any other assistance we can able to clean the solar panel by having this particular yes arrangement. So it will slide at its own and it will sprinkle the water on the solar panel. This is nothing but the related to your yes automated digital body mass. If you are able to stand over here, it will display your weight. It will just let you know the appropriate the weight according to your heights and everything. So this is nothing but the features with which we can apply for the design. Now try to understand the second one. The very first one is the bed sheet. Okay, so this is the color combination. The borders are there. The yes, this particular typical traditional dance and this particular theme has been mentioned over here. These are the colors, different colors available in this. So they have definitely claimed for the color combination as well. Now this is nothing but the edible item, that is nothing but the biscuit. We can able to design the different shape and sizes of the biscuits. Now this is the can or the water bottle we can say. So likewise we can have the many other items in terms of the changes in the design we can claim for the yes design. Now this is nothing but the bracelet. This is the cap having the mobile holder, cap with the mobile holder. Next one, this is the casserole. This is nothing but the vertical, what we can say the storage bin. Many a times with the available storage, we are unable to store the things properly. So this is the nothing but the vertical storage bins. So likewise, we can apply for the designs. Next one, these are the clamps. Okay, everyday routine, what we can say the object we came across. So clamps are there. This container is there. This is nothing but the yes, over what we can say the weight required with the excavator, the vehicle equipment related to the construction industry. Now in movies generally we have seen this particular yes the courtroom furniture in a such a way that there is a access from only one end, but we can give the access from other end. So this can be considered as a design. This is nothing but yes arrangement for drying the yes grains, drying the vegetables. So sort of things is we can able to design. This is the laptop chair, my dear friends, having this particular yes angle with which we can able to place the laptop very easily and we can work on it very comfortably. The pottery is there. Then this is the wallpaper or curtain for which we can able to use this particular design. So likewise, there are many other parameter with which we can go ahead. Now try to understand the next one. The wooden air, yes, this particular artifact is there. So these particular frames will be definitely considered under the design. Now this particular trades available with the tire. Whenever we are having the tires, every time the tire is having the different design. Yes, there is a logic. There is a logic related to the frictional resistance. There is a logic related to the plastic and the yes strength related yes rubber and strength related parameters there. Width is there, height is there. But here in this particular pattern of the design pattern, we are only worried about the design over the this particular yes part. Next one, these are nothing but the yes toy car. So we can able to design the toy car with different design. These are the store bins. Okay, this is the window, different window along with the mosquito. You can say the screen, then grills, anything else along with the color combination you can claim for. This is the mixer. In construction industry, we are generally interested in the mixer. So this is one of the mixer with which we can able to mix the material. This is nothing but the hangers in a such a fashion that yes we can have some yes hanging what we can say things available with the fixing on the wall. This is related to your yes turbine. Okay, with the use of the yes air similar to the windmill, we can able to generate the electricity. This is the water bottle having the yes this particular space is there for holding the pen. So whenever we are going to the classes, we can able to carry the water bottle, and for generally this is the concern for the lady faculty member to just carry the pens, so they can able to place the pen over it here. So likewise, there are many design, there are many ways with which we can give the additional essence to available objects as well. Now, when we are talking about the next one, here the study table is there. Then next one is nothing but the stove. Now try to understand, these are nothing but the different features available with the stove. The try to look toward the shape, color combination, the buttons where they have placed. Generally, they are in front of every burner. They have kept this at one end. So likewise, we are able to understand the way with which we can claim for the yes various ornament. Now this is the spike guard. Okay, this is nothing but the spy guard. Then the second one is the yes next one is the power strip. So this is the power strip, this is the spy guard. This we can able to just utilize along with the flooring. Try to just imagine, this is having the vertical angle of yes this is 90-degree angle. So this will not about to make any sort of hurdle when it is placed on the ground. This is nothing but having the arrangement with the inclined yes plane, so that this power strip can be utilized at table also. Okay, so it is not about to accommodate the maximum space on the table. This is nothing but the tool with the different edges. Okay, then this is the door handle. With the design placed on this particular door handle, we can claim for the shape and size and the configuration. This is this dispenser. Okay, generally we are utilizing in yes this for having the hand wash and sort of things. So likewise, these are nothing but the various component. Now this is nothing but the air pollution related yes combination kit that will let you know the pollution so inside that particular cabinet. So these are nothing but the things where we are not at all claiming about the mechanism, we are not about claiming about the material, we are not about to claim about anything else. Here only we are giving the emphasis on design, the features available with it. Now try to understand, this is the e-scooty. Okay, so likewise, when we are talking about the e-scooty, this is nothing but the front bumper of the car. This is the Godrej voice fridge. So this is also the patented one. This is the yes our grinder. Then this is nothing but the fuse diffuser. Many times whenever we are having the worn out fuses, we are generally yes placing them yes in the garbage, but they are supposed to be get diffused. Okay, now this is nothing but the lanterns. In the Diwali festival, generally we are having such a sort of yes diyas. Now this is the air plug, electrical calculator is there, Excite battery. They have mentioned this particular design, and this particular design was get granted for the Excite company. So every time whenever we are having the different shapes and size and the combinations, we can claim for the design. Now try to understand for the next category. Here we can have this particular parameter, that is nothing but this Havells air purifier. This particular first category is Havells air purifier. Second one is the jewelry. Third one is the knob for the stove. The fourth one is the mobile wall. This is nothing but the mobile wall where we can keep the mobile very easily. Then next one, it is related to, yes, when we are talking about this multitasking pointing tool, this one. Okay, so these are nothing but the different edges, how we can able to slide them while utilizing it. Now try to understand this one, the different stages wash basins. Okay, so this is nothing but the water sump, and these are nothing but the wash basins at different levels for the small children, for elderly person, and having the utilization on the, yes, all the sides. This is the lava phone, they have, yes, having the claim for the design. Now this is hydroponic system, this is also one of the granted design. Okay, and jewelry by default it is having the surface texture related, yes, is nothing but various objects for which we can go for the design. Now next one, hello. Yes, while talking about the next one, yes, the very important parameter, that is nothing but the bathroom wearings. So this is nothing but, yes, we can have the sanitary fixtures available. So this is the soap case. So we can have the different shapes, color combination for the soap case. Then this is nothing but the smoke detector. We are generally, yes, observing in the lobbies. This is nothing but the door. This is nothing but the sofa set specially designed to collect the rainwater. So this will contain the water as well, and this will allow you to sit. So likewise, we can have the multifaceted objects for which we can claim. Now this is the pizza cutter. Yes, this is nothing but, yes, the company name is Relaxo. Yes, Relaxo footwear. Okay, they have claimed this particular footwear along with the words, along with the numbers, along with the color combination, everything. Now this is nothing but the right and front is a rear upright for all terrain vehicle. This is nothing but the mechanical combination, and the S sari and blouse, this is also one of the combination get registered with the IP. Now at the end, now try to understand, the very first is organic compost machine. So this is nothing but the organic compost machine. Second one, noise free drive sprockets, okay, for vehicles, and that this is nothing but the LED lamp with the different color combination. So my dear friends, when we are talking about this, you might have just get an insight that for various categories out of the 31 that we have seen, we can able to go and apply for different subcategories. Now what we will do, I would like to share with you one of the granted patent of mine for the design, okay, as a case study. Now try to understand how I have drafted this in terms of representation sheet. So this is nothing but the name of the applicants. Okay, then seat numbers and number of seats. I have intentionally kept this as, yes, as it is, without mentioning the seat number and number of seats, for reminding you that the font is, yes, they have mentioned the Arabic font. Okay, now this is nothing but the letter board for which the design patent was granted. Now the very first point is you have to put this particular drawing center at the center after the header. Secondly, you have to mention the view name very clearly. Next one, I am claiming for the novelty which is reside in the shape and configuration of letterboard. Why I have bolded this? Because I have given the name to this particular object as a letterboard. Now no claim is made by the virtue of the registration in respect of any mechanical or other action of the, yes, mechanism, or in respect of any mode of principle of construction of the letterboard. Okay, so these are nothing but the rotating, yes, planks. Okay, so related to the rotation, if there is any other alternative arrangement is available, whether it is already having the utility patent on it, their name, so I don't have any sort of claim related to that. I am only just worried about this particular letterboard. So no claim is made by the virtue of the registration to any right to the exclusive use of words, letters, numbers, colors, trademark, or extraneous matter appearing in the representation. So this is nothing but the way with which we have to write the description. Only description required with this particular page. Then the names of the applicant along with the sign. If any applicant is having the DSC, then you can go for the same. Then dated this second day of the December 2022. So you, with any format of the date mentioning, you can able to mention the date. Now in the second thing, I have mentioned the perspective view. In the third page, I have mentioned the back view. So we have to mention as much as possible the views. Then top view, then bottom view, and at the end left side view and right side view. So these are nothing but the way with which we have to mention the, yes, the representation sheet. Now in general number one, yes, as I have already told you that on Friday along with the your design, yes, process patent, design patent journal is also get published. So these are the granted design in this particular month. So I would like to show you this one. Yes, so design number, this particular design number along with the class, original first class, that is primary selection out of 31 is 19, and from that there is a subclass 2. So this is nothing but the one of the way with which we are about to just have an idea about the granted design. So everyone must go with the journals that have published so, yes, so far, and you are able to understand the, yes, related concern. Now how to search the IP, okay, design application status. So whenever you have submitted your design, you have only used this particular status related, yes, portal over here. This is related to the prior art design e-register. Okay, so if I'm just in, I'm interested related to this particular invention, then what will happen? The status is in force up to 2nd of December 2032. So name of the registered proprietor, their addresses, okay, if we are going with the attorney, then their attorney name. So everything will be available with this. Okay, so this is the important thing we have to take into consideration. Next one, if we are going for the application status, okay, this is related to the design application. If I am interested in, yes, if I am interested in, yes, status of newly filed application. Then we can have the search in this way. Oh, sorry. So for form number 6 and form number 7, if you are having the registration number of anyone's patent, I think there is a concern related to the site, but we can able to search the design patent application status, okay, with the link. Now next one, the IP India designs, okay. So here we can go. Now along with the patents, there is a separate tab for the design. When we are going for the comprehensive e-filing, so in comprehensive e-filing, there is a various tabs. The very first is e-filing for patents, then payments, WIPO, e-filing trademarks, e-filing design. So my dear friends, for different IPs, there is a different portal for which you are in need of different user ID and password. That means you have to separately sign up for different website. So while talking about this, try to see this particular portal where this is nothing but design portal. Okay, so this is the interface with the design application procedure. So for this particular parameter, we will go with the new application. Once we have selected the new application, the very first part came to our yes observation is nothing but the IDC class. I have already told you that there are 31 IDC class. Now they have yes added the new one also 32 graphic symbols and logos, surface patterns and ornamentation. So there is a addition of any subclass if they wish to add. So nowadays there are 32 classes. Now by looking toward this particular 32 classes, say suppose this is the 19th stationery and the office equipment and artist. Okay, now what is the second part? Application type. Yes, there are two ways, ordinary versus convention. So without wasting time, what I will do, I have already filled this particular form, so I will show you the drafted one. Okay, so now I will go with the edit as option. Now try to understand. I have selected the IDC class as a 19, application type as a ordinary, applicant name, applicant address. Then this is nothing but the very what we can say the common thing. Next one I have added other applicant. Okay, so I have added the principal's name over here. Now after that they are asking me for add articles. My dear friend, when I will go for the add articles, generally what happened, this type of window came. So they are asking me for identifying. Now there are few windows where we are having the access to edit something. Say suppose I have mentioned over here the article name as a letterboard. The second class, the subclass from the IDC is nothing but these are nothing but the different classes available with the 19 IDC number, primary number 19. So the very first is writing paper, cards or correspondence and announcement. Second one, office equipment. As letterboard will be utilized in the office, so I will select the 1902 as a subclass. Then they are not asking anything else because every window has been disabled for us as this is ordinary application. So I will add over here. So class will be get added. Okay. So this particular part, now this is just having the replica of the same. So I need to remove this. Okay. So it is over there. Now applicant type is the natural person. Then second one, address of service, email ID, mobile number and the computed fee. If I will about to go with the another entity or the organization, then this fee will be get added with. Now after this I will go for the saving this particular form. Once the form is saved, you have to go for the form history. In drafted forms, you have to select the form first of all by clicking on this. Okay, then there will be a preview and there will be edit, upload, discard and sign document sort of option. Under the preview you will get the form number 1. So what is the next stage? You have to take the printout, you have to sign it and then you have to start uploading the document. While we are going for the uploading the document, the common documents to be uploaded, the form number 24, this is applicable for the organization, so we are not in need of. Other documents we are not in need of. Power of attorney, as a digital signature is available with me, so I am not interested in the power of attorney. So as I am aware about this particular procedure, so this form is also not available as required. Then priority document, as I have just going with the ordinary application type, so these particular 4 documents are not required. Now the representation sheet is mandatory. Okay, once letterboard category is 19, subcategory is 1902. Okay, now there is a requirement to upload the document. Say suppose I am going to upload the document for this. Yes, this is design pattern representation sheet. I have applied over here. Now the form number 1. Okay, suppose form number 1, as I have taken the printout and I am available with the form number 1, then I can just choose the file and just need to be uploaded. Once the files has been uploaded over here, you are going back, okay, with the portal. There might be the concern related to the website. So technical concerns are many a times available. So during this particular drafted forms, now As everything is ready, we can go for the signed documents. While going for the signed documents, always try to understand that digital signature has been enabled through login of the digital signature tab. Once it is available, then there are two types of login details related to the digital signature. The very first, it is nothing but the pass key, and the second one, it is related to the signed documents related key. So there are two types of password required. So whenever you are purchasing the digital signature from eMudra or TCS or any other organization, try to understand that you have to set the that particular digital signature in a such a fashion that to enter into the any portal, before entering into the any portal and enabling your DSC, there is a login credential requirement, just similar to the user ID and password. And that particular thing you have to set under the tab of the what you can say DSC. And along with that, there is a requirement for just signing the document, for which there is a 6 to 8 string, what we can say, the digit related string is there. That password you have to generate and you have to sign the document. Once the document has been signed, then you are unable to proceed further to the payment, as this is nothing but the what we can say, the browser in terms of the Internet Explorer. Whatever we have done so far while filing this particular application has been done in the browser Internet Explorer, because this website having some limitations or restriction, and because of that we have to utilize the Internet Explorer. Once we have done with, then we have to sign out from this, and we have to utilize the Google Chrome browser for going for the payment. So this is what the one of the important concern related to the DSC, or what we can say, using of the online platform. So for utility patent or design patent or any other IP, we are able to complete the everything with the online platform up to signing of the documents in Internet Explorer, and then thereafter there is a requirement to go further with the Google Chrome for the payment. Now this is the sort of certificate we will receive for the granted design patent. So this is the letter board that we have already seen to you. Now during this particular, they have also mentioned the classes. Okay, 1902. So always it is required to give your proper attention for the selection of the IDC classes. Now while looking towards the next parameter, yes, this is nothing but the portal. So everyone, what we are in need of. So first of all, you have to go for the website called for online filing of design. You have to sign up, okay, with the new user sign up portal. And once you are having the digital signature available with you, then you have to just take care of always opening this particular window in Internet Explorer till your yes, what we can say, submission is up to signing for the document. Once it is done with that, then you have to again come back to the Chrome or any other browser where you can easily go for the submission of the patent. So this is all about the design patents. If anyone have any sort of questions, I would like to answer the same. Thank you.
Sudarshan sir,
Yes, sir.
very good presentation. But see, Internet Explorer is not working nowadays. Has been
Yes, sir.
discontinued. So
Yes.
what to do with that?
Sir, actually, there is one setting in the Internet Explorer.
Hmm.
Okay, I would like to show you. So here in this particular tab, sir, reload in Internet Explorer. What you need to do, you have to go into the setting, and under the setting, there is a concern related to the browser. So
Okay.
there is Edge, along with Edge, there is an Internet Explorer setting tab is available that you have to enable. And for some typical websites, yes, we are unable to proceed further. If you would like to sign using the DSC in Google Chrome, then there will be an error
Correct.
in terms of, yes, what we can say, signing the documents. So to avoid that, we have to just go with this particular. Now this is the Edge only. Okay,
Correct.
this browser is only the internet, what we can say, the Edge. But there is one setting in this particular yes, tab, and this setting will be get enabled when you are about to do some additional setting in the setting box. Okay,
Okay.
so related to this, you have to just take the help from your system administrator. They will
Sure.
definitely help you out.
Definitely. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, Shri Jyoti ma'am, are you there? You have raised the hand. Sri Jyoti ma'am. Okay. Any other participant who want to ask anything to Dr. Bobade sir, please ask.
Very nice session, Bobade sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, I have one query.
Yes, sir.
As you said that in the slide on that teapot, correct? So, if suppose I am interested to design one design for glass bottle, just like a Coke
Yes.
bottle. So that bottle is transparent. It is made from glass material,
Yes.
and my label is embossed as an integral part of that glass,
Okay.
along with the curvature and all these. So shall I claim for transparency of glass? Shall I claim for particular material? Shall I claim for that curvature or design? And shall I also claim for that emboss words or letters?
Sir, see, related to any of your claim, you can claim for that particular feature, but related to the material, you are unable to claim for, because this is the design patent. Related to material, you are unable to claim. Related to the transparency, you are able to show that particular transparency while going for the submission of the design. So related to transparency, you are also not able to mention anything in representation sheet, but related to the curvature, that is shape and configuration, related to the embossed material, that is easily seen by open eyes. So for that particular thing, as it is judged solely by the eyes, so whatever I can able to understand by looking towards your object, that is claimable. Otherwise, whatever remaining things, that will be get covered under the claims for the utility patents.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And one more
Yes,
thing,
sir.
sir. I would like to know that in utility patent, we know that after filing there is a examination, then
Yes.
hearing, and then final decision.
Yes.
So, if I filed successfully that design patent, then what is the next stages? Is
Yes.
there also hearing
Yes.
and all kind of the
Yes, sir.
things?
Examination is there. They will mail you the objections. Okay, mentioning the objection for different parameters. You have to answer them back, and for that also there is one particular system in the online pattern only. I would like to show with you. So there only you have to submit the answer. There is a no need to just reply them back through any other portal. So while going for this miscellaneous form, in miscellaneous form there is a reply to FER. So this particular reply to FER, say suppose there is one particular design application you have filed with, you have to submit your number. Once you have submitted, then there will be a one window. At that particular window, there is a provision to upload the necessary documents. So there is a no need to go for the offline sort of examination. This we can able to have through this particular reply to examination, okay, under the miscellaneous form. So there are many miscellaneous form, petition under rule 46, petition under rule. So if you are having some concerns, okay, and you are applying for the high court appeal, then there are some petitions. Okay, so they will just raise the petition, and we have to overrule the same at high court. So likewise, there are many, yes, options available here in this particular portion. Hearing submission is also available. So whatever the hearings are there, they can able to submit over there, and we can able to access here directly. So sort of miscellaneous forms are available. So it is very easy to just respond them back well within time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
Yes, any other question from participants?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the while submitting the patents in the drawing part, is it necessary to put all the dimensions, sir? Each and every dimension.
No, sir. No dimension is required at all. There is a no
Okay.
need to mention the dimension. There is a no need to mention the, yes, your SI system or any other system. So
Yes.
dimension related things are not at all required. It is only related to the, what we can say, uh,
Component.
judgment based upon the eyes. So
Okay. Okay.
related to the prototype model in terms of your utility or any other patent, while
Yes.
appearing for the examination, we are in need of the prototype model or dimensional analysis is required. But here in design patent, it is not to see.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, participants, any other question? Yes, participant, any other question on design patent? Okay, I think, sir, there is no question from participant. So I'm very thankful to Dr. Sudarshan Bobade, sir, for giving very important and good information about the design patent. And
Thank
I
you, ma'am.
hope all the participants will get an idea about the design patent and how we can file. So sir has explained very nicely about the forms and what to be patented and what not to be patented. So I thankful so much to Bobade sir for giving the information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Dear
you.
participants, we will move to next session tomorrow. That is the last session about the copyright. And I request all participants please join on time. Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
ma'am. Thank you, mechanical department, head of department, coordinators, conveners of this particular program for giving me an beautiful opportunity to share my views related to the design pattern. For any further query, you may contact me as I have shared my mail ID and communication number as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, on last day, that is tomorrow, again we will interact with all the speakers. So if you have any question or queries, again you can ask. Tomorrow we will share a feedback form with you. You have to fill that, and whatever the information we required, you have to fill it properly and correctly so that we can provide certificates. You and the certificates we you will get within a 1 week after this FDP. So thank you very much all the participants. Now we will end the session. Thank you.